So that shiny new game just came out, The Invincible, and you want to know if it's worth your time, right? Well, let's take a look at the game for some first impressions. Right when you begin, there's a series of slides on screen that tell you the backstory of what's happening, and here's the gist of it. A research team from the Interplanetary Commonwealth explore various worlds, and when they're done, they all get into the hibernation chambers. Then directly after that, you're waking up confused on a planet, so obviously something went wrong. So the main character, Yasna, has memory loss, and can't figure out how she went from sleeping to on the planet. She also can't communicate with anyone. This beginning part is getting used to some controls while trying to follow your main mission, which is to make it back to camp. While present you doesn't remember, past you made notes. Those can be followed back to the camp. Every now and then you'll have memory flashbacks, which will tell you some information that you've forgotten. These are very useful in piecing together what's happened. I played for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, so I'm going to be skipping over a lot of details and story and give you the meat of it instead. So when a memory played again, they came out of hibernation, but they were at the wrong planet. And then after that scene, it was back to trying to find the camp. Before getting to camp, you get another memory. Basically, it tells you that the planet has oxygen, but if you breathe it for several hours or more, you'd get poisoning, which would lead to brain damage. Also, you learn that the Alliance is also on the way to the planet, so you have limited time to explore it before they get there. The Alliance is bringing something called the Invincible, which is a giant steel machine that has a strong force field and destructive rays that can turn a mountain to dust. Once you get to the camp, the Androbot is malfunctioning, and also inside the tents, you find a crew member who is also malfunctioning, I guess you could say. He's completely out of it, in a stupor. The cause is unknown, and it's unknown where everyone else is. However, his comms still work, so you take his comms and attach them to your own suit, and you can now talk to the one person still in space. My game had no issues with the game, except when I opened this book right here, then I couldn't do anything at all. I had to load the last save and then get back to this part, and it worked the second time around. After you're done at the camp, your mission is to find the rest of the crew. The first crew member you find is dead as a doornail, and the second member is alive, but also in a stupor like the guy back at camp. The member in space sends down a shuttle for the other crew members that you find, so I strapped in the guy in a stupor, and the guy from the camp is already in there. The robot from camp was repaired from space and put the guy from the tents in there already. I was then given an option to go back for the other dead body or not, so I went back and got it. While continuing my search, I found a drone. I booted it back up and renamed it to Luna. It followed me around. This game has a lot of walking or running, but the running is extremely slow also, and you run out of breath pretty quickly. This is very much part walking simulator, but honestly it wasn't that bad because the story and environment held my attention the whole time. So as I'm walking looking for another crew member, you start finding weird metal structures everywhere, which seems to indicate some sort of species used to live on the planet a long time ago. This planet has no living creatures on land though, which has this science crew stumped because there's water and also fish in the water. I find another crew member and this one is also in a stupor. Just what the heck is going on here? Oh, and I forgot to mention, they all went to the surface to explore it. That's why they're all down here and spread out. I'm still unsure why my character I'm playing as originally forgot that. Maybe she slipped and bumped her head? Who knows? Or maybe it's a mysterious force at work. Once I carry him to an open area for pickup, I go to put down a transmitter and then the metal breaks underneath me and boop, down I go into the abyss. Luckily, the drone catches me, so instead of falling, it's more of a controlled flight. After that, the comms to the guy in space is cut off because I'm so far down, and now you're wandering around in some caves all alone, and she's sort of losing her mind a little bit. Then another crew member appears, but every time he appears and talks, he doesn't seem quite right. For example, how is he appearing every location I walk to, and why isn't he answering any questions? Also, right when you escape the caves, he disappears. I come across a giant robot with spider legs. It's from the Alliance, which means their intel was very wrong and that the Alliance is already on the planet. The Alliance is not their friends. Right before the robot squishes me like a spider, the small drone hits it to grab its attention and then the robot shoots it, which causes part of the roof to collapse perfectly onto the robot and I'm safe. When I make it out, I find an Alliance rover, so I Grand Theft Auto that bad boy and drive out of this ancient cursed city. Finally, I make it to an open area for pickup spaceship, but then the shuttle crashes. What's left of the robot indicates that some sort of cloud caused the crash, though it's unknown if that's a natural thing or an evil act. This is where I called it quits. The next mission though is to get to the Alliance base, as that's all I have left since the shuttle crashed. This game is quite slow paced. I was surprised by how fast the time went by. I was so invested in the game that at one point when I checked the time, I was surprised to see I had already played for over an hour when it seemed like only 30 minutes. The graphics look nice, especially the part where it was raining with lightning. It looked the best then. This story has me highly intrigued, and I find this to be a great little mystery adventure. Are those metal structures proof of a past alien civilization? Why are there no living creatures on land? What is causing the crew to be in a stupor? And what's the cause of all the mysterious things that I've been experiencing? These are all questions that I have, and I can't wait to find out. I easily recommend this game to anyone who enjoys a good single player game, as I myself enjoy it. That's my personal opinion though. Whether or not this is your type of game, I'll see you on the next one.